So what you're going to learn very quickly by looking at my screen is that I've been using Trackerly for a super long time. And I know that John said that in the beginning when he introduced, all the speakers, all the people that are going to be coming on and doing bonuses. But I think it really drives the point home when you look at my screen and see, 34,000 visitors, 1,600 repeat visitors, and over almost 15,000 redirect links and growing almost on a daily basis. So basically, I'm a, in a way, you could say I'm a power user of this, but at the same time, I'm really not. I do really basic things with Trackerly, and I love that it does those basic things. And what I'm going to show you today is basically 5 ways that you can make more money with Trackerly. And those of you who are using Trackerly might not know about some of these features, so that's going to be really fun. And those of you who aren't using it yet are going to have a lot of fun using these features, guaranteed. You might want to get out a little piece of paper, just to write down about enough space to write down 5 things and maybe a couple of notes. I don't have a beautiful presentation like John. I like to show my training. And so you're going to want to write down these 5 things. And actually, I'm going to give them to you, and then we're going to kind of fill them in with the training itself. So the 5 things that I'm going to show you today are, number 1, pretty links. So we're going to talk about how those make you more money. We're going to talk about tracking, which is kind of, duh, one of those Simpson moments, right? Duh, but I'm going to show you how that's going to make you more money with Trackerly. And we're going to talk about saving time, which is one of my favorite features, actually 2 favorite features, 3 favorite features. And we're going to talk about doing live shows and how great people's memories are. And then we're going to talk about injections and kind of fancy affiliate stuff. So the first thing that you want to write down is pretty links. And you might already know this about Trackerly if you're a user. But I'm going to go right here to my wizard. And the wizard's pretty much where you can do everything that you need to do. But most of the time, you're just going to start with this first button right here, which is the Add New Redirect Link. And one thing that I really love about Trackerly is this ability to do branded keyword links. So I have this website. I have a lot of websites in here, as you can probably see. But I have this website with my name. It's just called lianecarmi.com. And on that website, I like to put links to different programs that I promote. So I actually have a resources type of page on my blog where I'll link out to different products. But the thing is, even though they're affiliate links and I'll put a disclaimer on the bottom saying, hey, these are affiliate links, I like to make them nice and pretty for a variety of reasons. Okay, so let's just try something here, and let's do a link to Trackerly. Okay, and I'm going to put it on lianecarmi.com, and I'll call it Trackerly link. And there's a reason that I'm putting link at the end, and that's because I already have a link called Trackerly. But we're going to put Trackerly and call it Trackerly link. Okay, and I'm going to put it in a custom group. I'm going to call it Trackerly, and as you can see, I have my different groups that pop up here automatically, a little time-saving feature. And I'm going to hit next. Now, next part of this is selecting a marketing type, giving details, notes. I generally skip this because I like to save time. John, I don't know how many people actually use that feature. I think you've told me that many do. It's there for you if you want to use it. What I'm going to do next is actually add a destination. Now, here's the cool thing. All my destinations are here, and I can do a text search for it, right? Now, I have a ton of destinations, as you've already seen. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to type in Trackerly and see if I have, there it is. So here's my Trackerly affiliate link, which you can see I've had almost 500 visits to. And I'm going to click on that. And if I save this, now I've just created a link to this destination. Now, what if I just want to create a new destination? I just click on this button here, new destination. It's called Trackerly. The destination link, I'm going to make HTTP Trackerly. Again, I'm going to give it a group so I can easily find it. Okay. And now I'm going to hit save. Okay. So now I've got the redirect step 3, making sure this is where I want it to go. I can actually add a split test if I want to, right? But I'm just going to hit save. I'm going to take it to one place, and we'll talk about split testing another time. That's a really, really neat feature. Yeah, so now I've got this cool link, and if I click on it, it's going to take me right to Trackerly. Okay. And the cool thing about this is that when I have something like this on my blog, it's safe. It seems safe. It's not a big affiliate link that has a bunch of numbers and letters after it that you guys might be used to seeing. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of people will actually lose affiliate commissions because people try to break down their affiliate links. They'll cut off numbers, or they'll copy and paste it wrong, or they'll try to remember, what they said. And I'll talk a little bit more about how wonderful people's memories are later. But they'll forget stuff, and they'll just do the base URL, and you lose commissions. And so this is a great way to make something that's memorable, that looks safe, right? If you see this on my website on lianecarmi.com and you see this link, it looks very safe because it looks like you're staying on my website. Okay. And it looks cleaner and nicer. And by the way, it looks great on social media as well. So when you're posting on social media, again, you don't want to paste a big, long affiliate link with IDs at the end and different numbers. You want something that's nice and clean and looks safe for people to click on. So pretty links like this actually increase your CTR, your click-through rates. They make it more likely for people to actually click on your link. And regardless of what you're selling and what your conversion rates are, the more clicks you get, obviously, the more sales you're going to make in the long term. So that's pretty links. And that was number one. So the number two thing that I want to show you today is tracking. Now, this might be kind of common sense, right? But there's this guy, you probably heard of him, Pareto, right? He came up with this principle, the 80-20 principle. And the 80-20 principle says that 80% of your results come from 20% of what you do, 20% of your actions, and vice versa, meaning that 20% of your results come from 80%. So if you can imagine this, let's say that you're marketing something, right? And what's something that you guys market? Give me some quick niches or products that you guys sell online. Could be a service or a product or an affiliate item, whatever it is. Okay, music. So music. Robert, I'll answer your question in a moment. All right, so let's stick with music. So Tracy, what kind of music do you sell? Is it like MP3s? Is it music coaching? Is it instruments? Okay, music lessons and instruments. Awesome. So, okay, let's say that you're selling music lessons online, Tracy, right? And you've got 2 ads out. And let's say that you're going on Craigslist and you're putting out ads on Craigslist, and then you're also advertising on Google AdWords, right, for your music lessons. And you get a bunch of clients that start coming in and taking music lessons from you. And you're making good money and you feel great about it. And so you keep posting ads on Craigslist and running your AdWords ads, but you're not tracking. Now, what if you actually went in and you said, well, let's see where all these sales are coming from. And what if you figured out that your sales were actually coming from AdWords? Now, all the time that you've spent posting Craigslist ads, whether that's an hour a day or 3 hours a week or whatever it is, if you put that towards optimizing your AdWords campaign, you're going to increase your revenues, right? That's the 80-20 principle, that the 20% that's getting the 80% of the results, you want to know what that is. Okay? And obviously it could be the opposite as well. And so what we want to look at is, how do you actually track this stuff? How can you actually see where your results are coming from? And that's where all the stats come in. So I'm going to grab a link that I've had running for a really long time, since 2012 here. And I'm going to sort just by this. I'm going to filter to this particular link, okay, to this particular redirect, to see where I'm getting most of my clicks and my traffic from. Okay, and this is a link that I have on a really old website. And if we look at 74 here, the traffic sources, we can see where my traffic is actually coming from. And this is something that's so phenomenal about Trackerly, is that even if you just do the minimum, if you just create a redirect link and put it even everywhere, right? If you don't even do any separate it on your own, if you don't add variables, if you don't do anything else, you can actually see where your clicks are coming from. Okay, and so I can see that Hub Pages was a very successful marketing platform for this particular link, right? 926 links. Second place was, or is still, a particular page on this website, right? So I can very quickly see where my traffic is coming from, what's working and what isn't. And this can tell you so many things about your marketing. It can tell you what people are searching online. It can tell you what's ranking online from your website, which pages are ranking, right? And it can help you make decisions about what to market, what to do next, and how to improve your marketing and what to focus on, right? If I wanted to improve something on this website, then I would focus on the page that's getting the most traffic versus one that's way at the bottom and just got 20 clicks over 3 years. Okay, so this is very cool in itself. You can also see what countries people are coming from, which is another really neat thing. And I think, John, when you had Gina on, she actually talked about, she discovered through this information how someone was actually getting free access to one of her paid programs because she was only marketing in one country, and there was somebody coming from a country that she didn't have any members in, and so she very quickly realized that she had someone stealing her information, and she was able to immediately change the redirect link to where the old one didn't work anymore. So another nice benefit here. All right, so a lot of really cool things that you can see here with your tracking. Now let's talk about some more advanced tracking that you can do. One really cool thing that you can do with these links is that you can decide whether to keep or send SEO, what I call link juice, right? So let's look at my links again. So I'm going to clear out my search and come back to my redirect links. And let's just take a look at one of these links. So I'm going to load them up in the wizard right here. And I love all these quick shortcuts to everything. And what we're going to do is take a look at how to, here we go, the link juice. So in this case, the page that I forwarded this link to, I wanted it to rank on Google. So what I did was I went ahead and sent the link juice, okay? And it's just a matter of clicking a button, right? And so when you're sending traffic to an affiliate program or an advertiser, someone who's not you, you want to maintain your SEO juice. You want the juice not to go to that person. You want it to stay on your web pages. However, if you're sending traffic to your own web pages, the really cool thing about this is not only does it let you track, but as you're tracking, it lets you keep that juice that helps you to rank on Google. So very, very, very cool there. Now we're going to take it a next step, and you can write number 3 down in your notes. We're going to talk about how to save time with Trackerly as you're redirecting. And believe it or not, one of the things I'm going to show you, I only learned a couple of weeks ago. I actually, John can tell you the story. I went onto Skype because we're connected on Skype, and I said, John, I hate this part. I keep doing this. I'm changing 5 million things. How do I do this all at once? And he's like, oh, like this. And in a matter of like a minute, I changed about 10 redirect links. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about when you have one destination and you have a variety of redirect links to it. So I'm going to show you several different ways to do that. So we're going to go to new right here, and we're going to do a new redirect. And just for clarification, a destination is where you want the traffic going, and a redirect is what you want to call that URL, what you want people to see, to type, to click on. Okay, so we're going to do a new redirect, and I'm going to call this webinar test 123, okay, just for now. And we're going to make it a branded keyword link. I'm going to put it again on lianecarmi.com, and we're just going to call this 1234. Okay, just for reference. So just to make it easy here. So we'll call this test so I can delete it later. and I'm going to hit next, next again. And now I'm going to grab this Trackerly link, okay? And we're going to play around with this. I'm going to save that. And now what I've just done is, without having to type in the destination link again, I've just created another redirect link for use in one of my other marketing channels. Now here's the cool thing. You can actually do this on the fly. Okay, you can do this on the fly. So I can take this link and check this out. We're going to do something here. I'm going to click on this link just to show you, it opens up here. But now we're going to do something else. I'm going to paste the link, and I don't know if you guys can see this. I've just pasted the link, but now I'm going to add a dash, and I'm going to put first click. Okay, I'm just going to type first click. So I put a dash. I pasted the link, I added a dash, and I put first click, and I'm going to hit enter. And it's loading up, of course, slowly because we're on the webinar. And here we are back in the same place. Now let's go back to the Trackerly dashboard. I'm going to sort by newest created so that I can see the stuff we just created. And there it goes. Copy of webinar test 1, 2, 3. And we're going to make this fun, okay? So I'm going to paste the link in the question box. You guys are going to see that pop up. And what I want you to do is, I'm sending this to everyone, copy that link, add whatever you want to it. So open up a browser, Safari or Chrome or whatever you use, and actually paste that in there, and let's see that pop up. All right, so I'm going to leave the screen up for a minute. And this is like the coolest thing about Trackerly. And I've used it so much where I've had to give someone a link to something, and I know my redirect, and we'll talk about, again, it's this whole idea of a memory thing. Here we go. So here's more stuff, copy to, okay, and that's, and I love that it showed up with the spaces. I wasn't sure if that was going to show up, but Rob is best. Awesome, Rob. Okay, so really fun to see this, and it's a really great way to just track on the fly. You give somebody a link and you're like, oh, I want to remember who this was. So you put their name at the end of it, or just make a link more friendly to the person that you're sending it to. Awesome, Robert.
This is actually an extremely powerful feature that there's dozens of different ways that marketers use it to speed up their tracking abilities so that they can create these instant links like you just did, Robert, without having to set them up in advance. They set up this one route link like Liane just did, and they create a different link for every pay-per-click ad, or for every email ad, or one for Facebook, one for different social media, different things like that, so they can track each and every traffic source without having to create additional links. Nana will talk about a few ways that he uses that in email a little bit later.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite features as well.
Awesome. And someone said, cool stuff, thanks, and right in my link. So really cool feature, but it's not the only really cool time-saving feature, because here's another one, and this is one of my favorites. If any of you ever actually send things to affiliate networks, what's really cool is if you're promoting something, let's say on ClickBank, you know how they have that TID variable on ClickBank that allows you to track? And I know one of the people is actually going to show specifically how to market on ClickBank using Trackerly, but I just want to give you a little preview of this because this is such a cool feature. Let's say that I've got this this link right here, right? My Trackerly redirect, and I want to actually send it out, and I want to send a variable at the end. Let's say this is let's say that that there's an ID variable that I want to add to it to make sure that sales get tracked to me. Now, this is not going to be exactly right, but let's pull this up for a second. I'm going to make sure I've got this copied. And check this out. I can actually paste that link, and I can add a variable. So if I had an AF ID, for example, I could put AF ID equals 1234. And if I were sending this to an affiliate link at the affiliate network, it would actually append that. And there it is. If you guys can see that, it's actually appended to my link. So if you're sending to ClickBank, you can actually add that question mark, and add your TID variable for ClickBank and track where it's coming from. So you don't have to continuously make these new things. And what's even cooler is that I could do that. I could add a dash and say where that link is coming from. So let's say I'm posting it on a Facebook group. So I could put Facebook group and then add my little question mark and put my TID equals 1234. And now I'm doing all the tracking on the fly, and it's happening with just that one redirect link. And that's really cool. It's a huge time-saving feature. You can still pass variables and so on. So that was number 3. We've talked about pretty links and how they increase CTR and trust. We've talked about tracking and how to see everything, even if you don't do a lot. If you do the bare minimum, you can still see everything. We talked about saving time now by adding variables on the fly. And now we're going to talk about how great everyone's memory is. And John's actually going to do a really cool demonstration about that in a few minutes. So I'm not going to go into detail, but just consider the difference between telling someone, if you're doing a podcast, if you're doing a webinar like we are now, if you're putting something, if you're talking to somebody and they say, oh, can you tell me again about that tracking program that you use? Instead of having to say, okay, go to tracker.ly/affiliate/1252345 /ID equal, right? Who's going to remember that, right? You can't even remember that. So it's a lot easier to go, oh, just go to lianecarmi.com/tracker. That's going to take you right there. People are going to remember that if you do it on podcasts, if you do it on the radio, if you do it on live shows, if you do it on recorded stuff, if they're driving in their car, they're going to remember it. If they're walking around and, with their kid in a stroller and listening to you on their headphones, they're going to remember that when they get home because it's easy, right? And whatever your main website is, whether it's your name and people know you and they remember your name, or whether it's something really funky and cool that you create, which I do a lot of that with my domains on Trackerly, you make it so that people can actually remember. And that's a really cool thing about it. And John's actually going to demonstrate it, so I won't go much more into detail on that. Last thing that I'm going to show you. So we talked about pretty links, tracking, saving time, doing live shows and, working off of people's memories, what they are in your own memory for, to be realistic here. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is a little more advanced and really, really fun. I showed you how to append variables on the fly, but what if you don't want to show people the variables that you're putting because you don't want your link to look like an affiliate link? Well, it's easy. You click on append variables, and you can give it a reference name. So we're just going to call this a test variable. And now I'm going to give the variable a name. So if I were on ClickBank, I would put TID here. Okay. If I were using some other affiliate network, it might be ID or anything else, right? But let's put TID. And now I'm going to put my variable name. Okay. And now, if I save that, automatically, and we'll go back to my redirect link, now I've got my append variables on, and automatically when someone clicks this particular redirect, they're going to get that TID added automatically without me seeing it. And the way we can see that is now if I click on this, it just added the TID on top, and hopefully you guys can see that. I know it might be small in the webinar, but it added that TID automatically without me having to put it, okay? And I use this all the time. In fact, ever since I learned how to use it, which was 2 weeks ago, I've probably used it about 20 times. So I love it. I think it's awesome, and it's perfect for tracking without letting people know that you're tracking. Okay, they really can't tell, and you append the variables automatically. Okay, and of course you can add more variables on top of that by adding the question mark, and then if you have multiple variables, question mark, and the next variable you put an ampersand, and so on. So let's see if anyone wants to know about the injections. Please show us retargeting and injections. Show me injections, please. Tracy didn't know about that append variables, and she's putting in another vote for injections. Okay, so I'm not actually going to show injections, although when we switch to John's screen, he might feel like showing you that.
Yeah, I'll show you some injections.
Perfect, but I will talk about it. And here's what injections are. Injections are the ability to put JavaScript in your links before or after they load. Okay, very simple decision, before or after they load. I prefer before. And injections would be things like, let's say, an affiliate link. So I have this. There's this guy in San Francisco. I live in the Bay Area, and there's this guy in San Francisco who has a phenomenal blog. I love him. He's amazing, and he sells really cool products online, really cool coaching products online. And I've taken a bunch of his coaching, and I love sharing his stuff with others, but his sales pages suck. They really, really suck. And so, but his blog posts are amazing. He's got a phenomenal blog. And so what I can do with injections is I can send people through one of my redirect links to his blog post, inject my affiliate link for his program, and now when people read it and they go, wow, I love this, they sign up, they make a purchase, and I get credit for it. So I'm able to use what's out there on the internet through the advertiser who's not making it available to me to promote with. I can use that to promote because of injections. Now, here's another cool thing injections are good for: Facebook retargeting or any other retargeting. So if you go to Perfect Audience or through Facebook or whatever other retargeting ad network you're using, you can use injections to actually retarget on one of your affiliate redirects, which is the coolest thing. Because these are people that you already know are clicking, you already know they're interested, and it's just way cheaper to target them on pretty much everywhere on the internet. Where, if you wanted to advertise on CNN and AOL and websites like that, you would be paying a lot of money for display ads there. But if you're doing redirects, your stuff will show up everywhere, regardless of the site, for cheap, much cheaper than the original clicks, and you can continually send people back to the affiliate program and make more money that way. So this is something that advertisers have used for a long time now. A long time being at least 2 years. And that's how it is on the internet, right? And now you can use it as an affiliate, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So John's going to show you how to set that up. It's as simple as everything else in Trackerly. I mean, let's get real. You click on it, you paste the link, and you're done. I mean, that's what Trackerly is. It makes all of that stuff easy. So those are the 5 things, guys. That you've got the pretty links, you've got the tracking, right? The 80-20 principle, seeing where everything's coming from so you know what works and what doesn't work. We've got the saving time features that Nana's going to talk more about as well. We've got the stuff that's great for live shows, anything spoken, anytime you're talking to somebody and you say something. And we've got the really cool advanced injections and appending variables. And I want to know, I'm going to answer, I think there was 1 or 2 questions that I didn't get to, but while I'm looking for that question and trying to answer it at least, hopefully I can answer it. If not, I'm sure John can. I want you to tell me, what is your favorite thing? What is your favorite way to make more money with Trackerly? Is it the pretty links? Is it the tracking? Is it the time-saving features? Is it the memory features, we'll call it? Or the injections and variables? So let me know what that is, and let's get some questions, and then we've got some really cool stuff actually, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from Nana actually. So all right, so what about the settings for the redirect link? What are the pros and cons of each? Okay, so here's my redirect links, and there's different settings. So let's just look at this stuff real quick as I'm waiting for everyone to put in their vote for what they like best. Report will actually pull up what I pulled up for you earlier with one of my websites, where it'll actually just pull up that particular link and show all the stats on the link. Okay. Editing, the tags, notes, marketing type, etc. That just gives me a chance to edit the information that's for myself or to see it. I can copy to clipboard. I right-clicked and copied. I could have just clicked here. I can duplicate it, which is another time-saving feature that I didn't talk about, where I can actually, on the fly, create another redirect link and make whatever changes I want to it, whether it's the variables or the injections. I can manage.
And when you duplicate a redirect, Liane, it copies all the settings. So if you set up a really complicated redirect with injections or scarcity or split testing or whatever, and you create a copy of it, it just gives you another way to track that marketing to that destination, but you have another link now and another link and another link, so that you can track each one separately and not have to go and set them all up from the beginning every time.
Right. And it's interesting though, because even if you're too lazy to click the duplicate redirect button, you can still do it with the, with the dashes. And if you're even too lazy to do that, you're still going to see where traffic's coming from because Trackerly just does that. So that's the cool thing about it, is that you could be as lazy as you want, or you could be as diligent as you want, and you'll get a lot of data either way. Manage destination would take me to the Trackerly link, and I could change the destination if I need to. And I could also point to a different and new destination. Okay? Split testing, I could actually add a second destination and have the traffic going back and forth between each one, or multiple, right? I can add 3, 4, 5, 20 destinations if I wanted. So framing basically allows you, I love framing for Facebook stuff. So you can change the header and footer the way that you want to. And then link juice we already talked about, right? Right now I'm protecting the refers SEO, meaning that my website keeps the SEO, but if I change this, I'd be sending a lot of link juice to Trackerly if I made this green. Okay. Scarcity is a really cool feature, kind of an advanced feature where you can either add time or visitation limits. So if you are giving a bonus to someone who's buying from your affiliate link and you're only offering it until midnight, you can set that up here. Or if you've only got 10 bonuses that you want to give, you can set that up here as well. And when the 10th is gone, 10th sale's gone, you can redirect someone to another page. So really, really cool advanced features there. Injections we talked about, and appending variables we talked about. So Robert,
So
does that
just to
answer your
clarify,
questions?
Just to clarify one thing with scarcity, it's not connected to sales, not yet. When we do have conversion tracking, scarcity, we'll have a third option for scarcity, which is limited number of sales, but we haven't added in that yet, but we're going to, and that's something that Nana will be helping with us with, because he's got lots of experience with that kind of tracking as well.
Awesome. That's some of my favorite tracking, is the tracking of money going into my bank account. So yeah, Robert, let me know if that answered your question about the settings. Okay, I am done.